Hi there YouTube, this is Evil Joey coming to you with part 2 of my Road to Nationals 2013 series. Just a little update. Last Road to Nationals 2013 video, I mentioned the Gen Con badge tournament. That ended up being earlier today, or yesterday when this video is up. But when it's being recorded, it's today. So earlier today, I went to that. It was 5 rounds of Swiss, and then cut to top 4. I went undefeated in Swiss, but then lost in top 4. So that kind of stinks. So now let's get on to preparing for nationals. A few things that you're going to need. One, bring this. It's your Kazi ID card. It's going to be what allows you to do everything. Side events, main event, everything. It's important. Second, bring money. Money is crucial because the main event may be free, but nothing else is. Food's expensive. Side events are expensive. The cheapest side event is $10. And if you're going to nationals to do side events, you're probably going to want to do more than one. Also, buying and trading from the vendors is a big part of nationals, so having the money to do that is pretty important. To say that. So yeah, just make sure you have money. And then the final thing is at least in my opinion, getting the editable PDF deck list is a huge thing. I love that thing so much. It's how I do all my deck lists nowadays, and it just, for me, it saves so much time and energy. I don't actually have to write it out, get the hand cramps, and like, it just, for me, it saves time. So I highly recommend it. You can also technically get the print out of the registration slip, but that's not nearly as important because you're going to have to hand fill that out anyway, so not nearly as important. So now let's get into some tips. We'll start with the binder. First thing you're going to want to do with the binder, fit it out as much as possible. These 5 slots are the only empty slots in my binder, right between the last 4 band cards, and that's because I don't want to take out. I'm not taking out my band collection. That's like my one rule. I don't take out my band collection. So yeah, just fill this thing out as much as possible. If you're kind of lacking on cards, but have more of the higher end cards, a quick way to fill this out is to get rid of the higher end cards for the lower end cards. I know that seems kind of counterproductive, but you end up getting a lot more cards, and a lot of them are things that people are going to want. In my experience, people are more likely to want to trade for the lower end cards at nationals because, one, those are the ones that aren't going to get hit and thus have their price drop in just a month or so after nationals, and 2, it costs them less cards. So kind of easy thing of just being able to fill out the binder. And again, because the vendors are so big at this event, that's another important reason to fill this out. You can go up to a vendor with a filled, if you go up to a vendor with a filled binder, you're going to make a good amount of money right there. Also, trading is huge at these things. I know that's like, well, duh, trading card game, but at this thing is going to be more of trading than game, unless you end up being able to go far in the event. then it's gonna balance itself out a little bit more. But not a lot of people do that. Unfortunately, not a lot of people go far in these events. And I didn't. Last year, I completely stunk. And I was out very early. So, trading, you're gonna probably be doing more trading than playing. So, fitting out the binder is extremely important. And finally, the night before regionals, nationals, check your card prices. Don't do that right now, because card prices, as you know, vary a ton, day by day almost. But you're gonna get a very accurate picture of what your cards are at if you check all your card prices the day before you go in to nationals. And I mean, if you got the time, like each night you can check your card prices if you want. Not as important, but night before, check your card prices. That's how you're gonna get the most accurate view of your card prices. And then you can base your value off of that. So for the binder, let's put this down. Next, sleeves. Get new sleeves. Sleeves, I'll show you. I want to show a card that's not going to reveal one thing. Here we are. This is my Darkle. Spanish Darkle. As you can maybe be able to see, there's white spots all over this thing. Which kind of looks nasty. It's got the wrinkles on top, which is kind of weird. Can leave the top of your card more unprotected. And these ones, this one's collecting a little bit of dust on back, but several sleeves, mainly white ones, can get these dark spots on the back, and that can get your card counted as a marked card. It doesn't take a ton for a damaged sleeve to get your card counted as a marked card. So get new sleeves. It'll help better protect your cards. They slide a lot easier because they're new. They're not dirty. They're not damaged, and thus there's no trouble. And it just looks nicer. Things in new sleeves just look nicer. So that's what I gotta say about sleeves. Finally, the deck. Should be doing this already, but be testing. That's one thing I didn't do last year. Is I did one testing session. I went to one regional with Dark World, and then I went to nationals and did horribly. Like, I didn't test that thing. I didn't test for consistency. I didn't test for how well balanced is it over a course of many duels. I just did the one regional. It's not a very accurate picture. I mean, day by day, your luck can change, which is, in Dark World, is a very important thing. Luck is a very important thing with Dark World because of how inconsistent their hands can be. So yeah, make sure you test. One thing I've done with this deck since building it is the very several first days, and it's not too late to do this. Sit down with your deck all alone at night, on your bed, or wherever you feel like sitting down with your deck, and give yourself a reason on why you play every single card in your deck. In fact, don't just give yourself one reason. Give yourself at least 3 to 5 reasons. Preferably 5 reasons. If you can give yourself 5 reasons on every single card in your deck on why you play that card, you're set to go. Another good thing you can do is you can I know people say, oh, net decking. Go online and check builds. People are testing just the same as you, and finding out what other people have found is not a bad idea. You think I really would have found citing Prideful Roar on my own? I didn't have a Prideful Roar in my collection. I didn't have a Prideful Roar in my collection. I didn't know this card existed. So go online, and yet now it's one of my favorite side deck cards. So go online and find out how other people are doing it, because it can be really helpful to see other people's point of views. Take everything you see with a grain of salt. Just because it works for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And that's why testing is important. Like, one reason I don't have my invite this year is because I never got proper testing in early in the format, except for Retaliation. I felt I got decent testing in with that. But for my 3 regionals, I believe I went to with... Yeah, I think I went to 2 or 3. Yeah, 2 or 3 regionals. I went to with Mermail. I don't know why I did. I didn't have any testing in because I was literally, for each time, finishing the deck the day of. So I didn't have any testing. And don't count online as testing unless it's like with friends. And even then, don't count online very much as testing. I mean, it counts as partial testing, I guess. But I didn't have that because as soon as people found out I was running Mermail, people quit. So yeah, make sure you get testing in, and take everything you see online with a grain of salt. Take everything you see with the pro players' deck list with a grain of salt. Again, just because it works for them, doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Their deck list is a great place to start, but it's not a great place to finish. And so one of the early things I actually did with this deck is I sat down with it for the first like 2 weeks, and almost every single night I would have changed minimum 5 cards. So it's quite a bit different than how this thing originally started. So yeah, that was when Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy got released. That's when I started sitting down with this deck and completely overhauling it. And now I'm very pleased with it, but I'm still making changes. I just put in Imperial Iron Wall today, and never really do it, but when I did, it helped a little bit. I think you can see it helping more, and I actually faced dragons. I haven't faced dragons yet, unfortunately. But yeah. So yeah, just get testing in, and do tons of it. Do research. Research is a very important part of this game. I don't know if I ever would have gotten past running psychics with no Mind Master, no E-Tully, and no staples like Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, all that. I hadn't done research. If I hadn't started doing research, I don't think I would have ever made it past that. So just make sure you research and find out what works for you. So I hope to see you at Nationals. I don't know what videos for what I'm going to do for part 3 yet of this, or at all. But yeah, let me know what you want to see. Sorry this video is a little long, but I just want to get some tips out there. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and Bye YouTube, Team Medium, and we're out.